One of my most popular videos from a few years back was on the topic of getting a man to miss you. And I can totally see why, right? I mean, who wouldn't want their partner to miss them all the time? But I decided it was time to update this video and give you a few new tips. How would you like to learn how to make him miss you? Hey, it's Cavallo from datingfire.com and datingadviceguru.com. Welcome back to the dating and relationship secrets you need to know. First of all, I have to tell you that when you try to make a man miss you, you're going to have to work with psychology, his psychology. This means, yes, you might be manipulating a little bit, but it's no more manipulative than when, you sneeze and someone says, bless you, because they feel like they have to. There are simple psychological strategies for making somebody feel attracted to you, to make them desire you more. And as long as these come from who you actually are, that's not a bad thing, especially if you create love and romance in the process. So what we're going to talk about here is not only how to make him miss you if you've been apart, but also how to make him miss you while you're together, which is what I'm guessing is also really important to you. First of all, you can't make someone miss you that didn't feel attraction for you in the first place, okay? I know there's a lot of women that hold hopes that you can just create this sort of thing out of nowhere, but that simply means that it's not likely that you can use these strategies on a guy that you haven't yet gotten together with. I have plenty of other videos on how to do that, how to create that kind of attraction, so don't worry about it. Second of all, realize that we miss somebody for a reason. And that reason is we aren't getting something that we want. Plain and simple, okay? So let's jump right into the first tip. Tip number one is cut the cord. Right off the bat, the most significant thing you can do to get him missing you is to stop calling him and stop texting him. Cut that cord between you. Let's be real here. The reason that you text him most of the time is simply to check in and make sure that he's not pulling away or he's not distant, right? It's a little bit of insecurity if you're going to be honest with yourself. We all do it from time to time. Take a break from calling him and waiting for him basically to call or text you. Just take a break from that stuff. When you stop reaching out, he's going to wonder why, what's going on. This also triggers a very simple and effective psychological reaction in him. It gives him space in which he can fantasize about you and wonder if he's really got you. Don't underestimate the power of that. If a man thinks he's got you wrapped around his little finger there, you are no challenge to him. And that's when he starts looking for a new woman to conquer. Nobody wants what comes easily. We want challenge, and men especially so. Which actually leads me to my next tip. Don't jump when he does reach out to you. There's an interesting phenomenon called response potential. Now, what that means simply is that when we don't get what we expect right away, we are now primed to expect it more with every second that passes by. Stage magicians use this kind of psychology all the time. Most of their magic is simple psychological magic. So when your man actually finally texts you or even calls you back, don't respond right away. Let me give you a quick example here. Johnny calls Susie. Susie didn't catch the call because her phone was on vibrate. She checks it every 3 minutes, so she does notice that she did miss his call, and she thinks, oh my God, I missed his call. He'll be waiting on me. I gotta call him right away before he thinks he's lost me. Now, it may not happen quite like that in your head, but it's pretty close. And that is absolutely true. Most women just get caught up in the excitement of reconnecting with their boyfriend. And it's also a little bit of that excitement is the scarcity and the insecurity. Don't worry. He'll be there for you when you finally get around to it. So don't be too quick to call him back or text him back, because that's actually going to spoil some of the fun. What happens when he has to wait a couple of minutes for your text to come back to him? Exactly what it does to you. It makes him a little bit anxious and eager to hear from you. Now, another way you can use this strategy is to cut a phone call short from time to time. Now, all of these things I'm telling you, from waiting to text him back, possibly letting the call go to voicemail, maybe even shortening your conversations, these things happen naturally when it's a high-value woman that we're talking about. That's what she would do. She would not be so ready to jump on any call that came along because she's got other things to do. So be smart and do what she would do. Hey, is your relationship going through some tough times? I've got a simple, quick quiz you can take to find out whether or not your relationship can be saved. Go take the quiz right now and find out if you can win him back. Go to datingfire.com/win him back. Now, in this day and age, you have to consider social media, right? If you're the kind of girl who typically updates your Facebook and your Instagram all the time, try slowing that down a little bit. First of all, because it's healthier for you. Too much addiction to social media contributes to depression and many other emotional issues for women. Second of all, because the less he knows about what you're doing and what you're up to, the more he's going to want to hear from you and catch up with you. You may have heard the saying that a man loves a mysterious woman. And that is absolutely true. Take it from me. I've totally gone through this, especially if you've broken up with him. The more he wonders about who you're with or who you're dating, the more he's going to be inspired to think about you. After all, wouldn't you? The next tip is be okay with him wondering. Another interesting fact, something I noticed in every single relationship where the woman is the more anxious in the couple is that she's also the one who's more scared of the unknowns. Sometimes it's good for you to let a man wonder about where he stands with you. Make him experience the unknown. In fact, especially in the early stages, it's almost always a good idea. The man is supposed to be earning your approval and affections. Later on, you can balance this out a little bit more, but initially, he should be working pretty hard to win you. This is a race for him. Better yet, it's like a quest you've given your knight to slay the dragon. How else are you ever going to know if he really does feel for you? How are you going to know if he loves you? The answer is that you won't know until you make him work his butt off for you, because that's exactly what he wants to do. Unfortunately, most women short-circuit this and make it too easy for him. Okay? Ironically, this creates love in him by him not knowing what's going on with you. One of my secrets about men is that men fall in love with a woman that they work the hardest to win. Think about that for a second. Let it really sink in, because I'm betting that you have never really challenged him for your affections. Unfortunately, many women are just so damn happy to have a boyfriend, they don't realize that they have to keep him moving. If you doubt this for 1 second, observe a couple where the man is doting and loving with his partner. It's either the first 3 dates, or it's because she knows this secret. The next tip is employ the subtle art of not giving a damn. One of the most important things I want you to get from this topic is whoever seems to have what the other person wants is the most desirable. In relationships, one of the two people typically wants more security. They're seeking to feel better about themselves by having a relationship that validates them, approves of them. In reality, we should be doing this for ourselves, right? Each person really needs to come to a relationship with no needs at all. Now, this is very hard to understand if you have sought out a relationship to complete you, right? A relationship is never going to make you whole. In fact, it will probably point out where you're definitely lacking, which usually becomes a problem in the relationship later on. Now, when I say not to give a damn, what I mean is that you should be seeking your own completion and become whole all on your own. Be confident about yourself. Be certain about yourself. Be confident in your life and your direction. These are things that attract other people to us. Abundance attracts others, not need. When you feel scarce and you feel like you're desperate, you're going to act desperate. If this is how you're feeling right now, I can help you, and I can show you how to truly feel that abundance in your own life. The secret is this: when you feel like you can connect with any man, you will feel this kind of abundance. To discover those secrets of how to connect with a man on a whole new level, go check this out. Go to datingfire.com/connection. datingfire.com/connection. Go check out the video there where I describe how you figure out his connection code and unlock his heart. There's no other way to truly open a man's heart. And it's time for you to finally win his heart. And if you're new here, or if you're not, do the big 3 before you run away to another great Carlos video. Number 1, like and subscribe. You want to get this stuff every week. I got a new video coming out next week. Number 2, turn on notifications. Turn on whatever thing. There's usually a bell icon on YouTube or something to subscribe so that you can turn on those notifications and know when the next video comes out, coming real soon. If you're already subscribed, make sure you share this with a friend. I give away a ton of great info here, and every woman needs it. You got to admit, right? And number 3, comment below. Do you agree with these tips? Is there a video you want? Do you want a part 2? Is there some topic you want me to cover? Go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo. As always, live and love with passion.